Hey guys, how's it going? Scott here from SBL, and this week I'm going to show you how you can map out the entire fingerboard and play over multiple chords, majors, minors, minor 7 flat 5s, get the blues sound, all and much more, all from just one scale. It's the most important scale that you're going to be able to ever learn on an instrument. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. I'm also going to be using a couple of pedals as well to help me. I'm going to be using the these little badges here to help me do this, and also this thing here. You're going to help see me using this in a minute as well. The Electro Harmonics Freeze. Okay, let me grab my axe and get on with this. It's like a bird's nest of wires here. Can you guys see me? Let me just... Anyway, so what is the most important scale? We've got so many scales that we can learn, and depending on where you are as a musician, depends on what you should be working on, right? So should you be working on harmonic minor scales, melodic minor scales, the modes, the fallopian flat 9, or whatever you want to call it. So there's a ton of choices, but there is one scale that is by far the most important scale that you will ever learn, because a huge portion of the scales are all contained within that one scale. So it's like a shortcut to learning the fretboard. If there was ever such thing as a shortcut, learning this one scale would be it. Now I know a few of you might already know what this scale is, but just in case you're thinking, oh, it's the pentatonic scale. Okay, if you're thinking it's a pentatonic scale, unfortunately guys, it is not the most important scale. It's one of the most useful scales, don't get me wrong. The pentatonic, the blues scale, is a really fantastic scale and very useful, but it is absolutely not the most important scale, because that as well is contained within this one scale that I'm talking about. And the scale I'm talking about is the major scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and I'm going to demonstrate how you can use the major scale over a multitude of chords, just so you can kind of grasp how important it is to learn it over the instrument. And I'm also going to share my 3 fingerings that I use, so you can kind of just use these 3 patterns and then it multiplies itself over the fingerboard. Okay, this is really, really useful stuff. Holy crap, I wish somebody had showed me this years ago. It would have just saved me so much pain. All the examples I'm going to give you within this lesson are on the C major scale. Okay, here's a C major scale for anybody who wants to hear one. Now that was a 1 octave C major scale. You can play a 2 octave C major scale. 3 octave C major scale, whatever it is. Now it's really important to understand that when I play or think of any major scale, in this case C major, I see it over the entire fretboard, but I'm not kind of some sort of like evil genius or anything like that. All I've done is memorized 3 patterns for the major scale, which I'm about to show you. They're really easy to get down. 3 patterns, guys. Okay, so here's the first pattern. And it starts on the 2nd finger. You might already know this pattern, okay? So 2nd finger on the C, okay? And you're gonna play, what I'll do is I'll give you, I'll just give you finger numbers, okay? So finger 2, finger 4, finger 1, finger 2, finger 4, finger 1, finger 3, finger 4, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. And that's kind of how I remember it on the fingerboard as well. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. And I've always done that. Okay, that's the first pattern. The next pattern is a little bit more of a stretch. It starts on the 1st finger, okay? And it goes 1, 2, 4. Okay, so C, D, E. And the next string, again, 1, 2, 4. F, G, A. And then the next string, 1, 2. Okay, and then back down. Okay, so we've got the first pattern, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. The next pattern, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, And then the final pattern, one of the most useful and kind of unused as well by a lot of people, starts on the pinky, okay? So it's the fourth finger position, if you wanted to call it something. Finger 1, okay? And then to the next string, 1, 3, 4. Then finger 1. Then I use a finger 4 here. And then finger 1 stretches over here. And then the second finger. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 4. 1, 4, 1, 2. Now, just by understanding those 3 patterns, it's going to, when you give it a little bit of time, it's going to explode your knowledge of how to navigate around the fretboard, okay? Because as you'll see here, if I started here, then I'm to my second finger here. So then I start using that second finger position here, okay? So transition into that fingering position there, back down to that first fingering position. If I'm here, I'm on my second finger. If the strings kept on going, I could just keep on going, right? But they don't, so I can come down here into that second fingering position here. So it's there as well. The first fingering position is here. The fourth fingering position is here. Second one is here. First, second. Where are we? This will be the fourth fingering position here. Into the second fingering position. So by learning these 3 patterns, you can link up the entire fretboard, and instead of just playing C major, like this, okay, it means you can play all over the fretboard. Okay, so that's a really nice way of getting that C major scale down over the entire fretboard. And of course you should do it with the other 11 keys as well, right? But don't fall into the trap of going like trying to do 10 minutes on C major, 10 minutes on D major. Do you know that whole thing? Really just spend like a month on C major. And then when you'll get so ingrained in it that when you move it to another key, it's just so absorbed that it's a lot easier when you move to those new keys. So that's just a quick tip for you, okay? I really try and keep away from that. 10 minutes on one key, 10 minutes on the next. Really get involved and kind of like stuck into one key for a longer period of time. Then when you move over to the next keys, it's going to be a lot easier and a lot faster learning curve. Now, the pedals, I talked about how I was going to give you an example of how many scales are within just one major scale, right? So if you think about it, the C major scale is also called the C Ionian. So what about all the modes that you should learn, right? Learn the modes. Now, at no point am I saying don't learn the modes, but it is very useful to understand their relationship to the parent scale, which is the major scale. So for instance, just to give you an example of this in action, okay, I've got a C major, that is a C major chord, right? So I'm just gonna do that, and I'm using that electroharmonics freeze pedal here, holding it down, and it just sustains the chord over it. And then on the top of that, I can play a C major scale. It sounds perfect, right? So I'm just going to put the POG on as well, just to, so you can hear the harmony over the chord. That's just C major scale. Okay, so that was just a C major, but within the C major scale, if we move up to the next note, it's a D minor, and I'm in tune. It's a D minor chord, so let's play a D minor chord, and then I'm going to play C major over it, okay? So here's the D minor, that's a D minor. Now I'm going to play a C major scale over the top of it. So what I'm actually doing here is that C major is exactly the same, like D Dorian minor, which is the correct scale for the D minor in this environment here. It's the correct scale for the D minor chord. All the notes from D Dorian are actually contained within C major, okay? Now let's move it up one. Let's play E minor, and then I will improvise with a C major over the E minor. Oh. Okay, so that's given us a E minor. I'm going to play C major over it. Now that was giving us a Phrygian type sound, what's called a Phrygian, mode sound. But still, I was just playing C major, okay? Now I'm going to play an F major chord, okay? F major. Here's the F major. I'm going to play C major over the top, using C major over the top of the F major. That's given us a Lydian sound, but again, I'm just using the C major. Okay, and I could carry on. The G7, okay? All these chords, I'm just getting them from the C major scale, the key of C major. So there's G7, I'll play C major over it. Okay, and then B minor 7 flat 5, all of the chords within the C major key, I can play C major over it. Now I don't think like that all the time. I absolutely sometimes think D Dorian, E Phrygian, G Mixolydian. I do that, but my point is that by learning, by indulging in yourself in the C major scale, or not just the C major scale, but the major scale, you are going to get so much more mileage than just dipping your toes randomly into bit of Mixolydian, bit of Phrygian, bit of Dorian. Just learn that major scale so you know it in your sleep. You have nightmares about it, you know it that much, right? You're crying yourself to sleep, you know it that much. And just really kind of just get into that major scale, learn it all over the neck, multiple keys, and then when you come to learn the other modes, the other scales, all of those are contained within this scale, right? And just for the guys that are thinking, but I love pentatonic, I love my pentatonic scale, and it's very useful, I'm not taking that away from you, but it is contained within the C major scale. So if I give you an A minor, here we go. So it's just like an A minor 7 chord, right? And you could absolutely, I'm just going to put the point. Oh yeah, right, A minor pentatonic, we all know. Okay, all of those notes, guys, are within the C major scale. Okay, so by learning the major scale, you're also learning a lot of the pentatonic stuff as well. Again, guys, this is all one scale, all one scale. You can get so much mileage out of it, okay? So much mileage. If you are an Academy member, I really recommend that you go and check out the harmonic layering course that we've got in the membership over at scottsbasslessons.com. It is a 10-hour course with all of this stuff and more. It's a lifetime's worth of study. about scales and arpeggios and how they interrelate, and you know, a ton of learning hacks in there as well, just to kind of speed up your whole development with it. I really recommend that you go and check that out. If you are not an Academy member, go over to scottsbasslessons.com. We are the ultimate online bass school. We've got multiple courses from me. We've got multiple courses from some of the best bass educators on the planet, the largest online bass educational library in the world. You can also study with the guys that create the courses for us and me each and every single week when we do our live stream weekly seminars as well. So you can sit in the comfort of your own home and study with the best bass educators on the planet in real time in the comfort of your own home. It really is a completely new opportunity for bass players like me and you to get the, you know, access to educational materials and educational humans that before this kind of technology existed we just couldn't do. So if you haven't been over to Scott's Bass Lessons yet, go over, check it out. You can grab a completely free 14-day free trial, take the entire platform for a test run, come and say hello to me inside the forums and stuff. I'm always hanging out in there. It'd be an absolute pleasure to hang out with you virtually online. Now, without further ado, I've got to go home, cook the tea. That's a bit bright, isn't it? See you later, guys. Bye. Whoa, 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 where are you going? If you haven't subscribed to the Scott's Bass Lessons channel yet here on YouTube, click the link, subscribe. I release 2 videos like this every single week. You can also check out our other videos over there. And if you've not checked out scottsbasslessons.com membership, check it out. You can grab your 14-day free trial over there.